y'all. On today's podcast, we're going to talk about email marketing and review the best email marketing services.
Welcome to the Flipped Lifestyle Podcast, where life always comes before work. We're your hosts, Shane and Jocelyn Sams. Join us each week as we teach you how to flip your lifestyle upside down by selling stuff online. Are you ready for something different? All right, let's get started.
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Flipped Lifestyle Podcast. It is great to be back with you again this week. This is also a very special week because this is the long podcast number 52. This is exactly 1 year to the day that we launched our Flipped Lifestyle Podcast. And I didn't even notice it because all the Q&As and stuff have added up over time. So we've got like well over 100 actual shows. But Jocelyn looked over at me right before and we started and was like, have we really been doing this for 1 year? And I was like, how do you know that? She's like, it's episode 52.
Yeah.
Knucklehead.
So, that's pretty exciting though. We're just so thankful to still be here and that we have people listening, and just for all your encouraging words. This morning we got a review from Germany, so we appreciate our worldwide audience. We're just so appreciative and so thankful for each one of you who are listening every week.
It's amazing to us how much this show has grown and the reach that we have and just all the people from everywhere that listen. And it just blows our mind that we're just in a little small town in Kentucky and we can just reach out and impact people all over the world. So thank you guys for sticking with us for the first year. There will be many, many years to come for sure.
And if you want to give us a 1 year anniversary present,
nice transition right there. That's good.
If you have not left us a review on iTunes or Stitcher, wherever you listen to us at, we would really, really appreciate that.
That was big time, Jocelyn. That was like a big time transition right there. I didn't even know Jocelyn was going to do that.
And then you ruined it by like talking in the middle of it.
I was so excited though. I can't help it. It was amazing. All right. So yeah, go to iTunes and leave us a review and say happy 1 year anniversary and tell us why you love the show. We would really, really appreciate that. And with our 1 year anniversary, we want to start this show off by telling you about a little change in our format. We've decided that what we want to do is be a little less, random or, just across the board. A lot of podcasts out there in the internet marketing space have really devolved down into just interview shows where people are promoting books or just random topic week to week to week. And we don't think that is really serving people, especially people who are in their first year or two of business that are really out there trying to figure out all the pieces to the puzzle and put it together to be successful online. So what we have decided to do is to treat every block of podcasts, like each month, we're going to give it a theme. Like this month, we're going to have the theme of email marketing. We're going to go through all the different aspects of email marketing. We're going to talk about, how to collect emails. What are the best email marketing services? In a later podcast this month, we're going to talk about how to get people on your list and how to grow your email list and make it really profitable and have high quality people on your list that are going to buy your products. We're going to talk about how to get people to open your emails, how to get them to click on your links, and we're even going to go deep into email marketing, how to set up your autoresponders, how to write the emails, how to sell in your emails, and how to drive people back to all of your products. And then we're going to have a webinar the last Sunday of this month where we really sum it all up and we give a great overview of what your email marketing campaign should look like. And on that, we're going to have a free guide to show you how to do all of this with templates, everything that we had talked about this in a podcast last month, but we didn't get that workbook put together. That's going to be coming this month. So what's going to happen is you're going to get basically a masterclass in email marketing this month. Next month, we might talk about something different like sales funnels. And we're just going to have real big content-rich months that are focused on singular topics. And we're even going to take all of your Q&As with S&Js. Those are going to be geared toward email marketing.
We wanted to try this out to try to give y'all the best benefit of listening to our podcast. So instead of just being able to scratch the surface each week on a particular topic, we can actually really delve into it and talk about it for several weeks at a time. And we think that will help to answer more of your questions and just to really get more in depth with the subject that we're talking about.
So we're going to start off this first series of podcasts about email marketing. And today we're going to talk about exactly what email marketing is. We're going to cut through why you should be using it, show you how to do it, and we're going to set you up with what we think are the best email marketing services for different people people at different levels. Not all email service providers are the same, and we want to make sure that you have the best fit for your business. And we're going to talk a little bit more about how to get all of your email marketing going. You have to be email marketing. Don't fall into the hype that social media is where it's at, and YouTube and Periscope and all these video services, and I've got to be on Instagram and all those things. The bottom line is this: the only asset that you totally control is your email list, and you need to have the biggest email list you can, full of quality people who are in your audience that are going to be your perfect customer. That is how you really make money online. Okay, so before we get into that and talk about email marketing and email marketing services, Jocelyn has an awesome success story from one of our Flip Your Life community members that we would like to share with you right now.
All right, so today's success story is from Jeanette Stein, and we got a message from her just the other day in our community forums that said, "I had my first get out of bed and find a sale moment today." That is a pretty good moment.
Making money while you sleep. Gotta love that.
I actually made money while I was sleeping. Yep. Thanks so much to everybody in the Flip Your Life community for all your support. You are amazing. I can't believe this is actually starting to happen. And we love these stories. We have a success stories forum in the Flip Your Life community, and it is one of my favorite places to hang out because it's everything from first sale to, the first 5-figure month. We've had some of those.
We even had someone last month that had a $112,000 launch on their first digital product, which was insanity. When they posted that, I couldn't even believe it.
And those might sound a little bit overwhelming to you, especially if you're just getting started, but we have people that celebrate over their first email opt-in, and even just smaller successes like that, and we celebrate every single one. We are so excited for everyone in our community. We're there for you every step of the way, and we just really love Jeanette. She's been a really active member of our community, and we hope to have her on a Flip podcast really soon to share some more of her successes and help her continue to get to the next level.
And Jeanette's been a great member too, not just because she's taken action and been a great example and shared so many success stories, but man, she's really in there every day answering other people's questions and helping them. People are starting to turn to her now and ask her questions, I think, because they're seeing her with success. And that's what the community is really all about, is just to, Jocelyn and I don't have all the answers. We've kind of been there and done that now a few times, and we can definitely point people in the right direction. But when you put 300 or 400 entrepreneurs in one place, good things are going to happen. So if you would like to join our Flip Your Life community and join that family of hundreds of online entrepreneurs that we help to build and grow their online business, all you have to do is head over to fliplifestyle.com/flipyourlife, and you can learn all about our community. You can see some of the great success stories that have come out of that Flip Your Life community. This is not just a course anymore. We used to call this the Flip Your Life course. It's not just some random group that we set and forget like some of the Facebook groups you may be a part of. This is a community where we lead. We're in there every single day, and we're helping people figure out what to do next to be successful online. Our goal is to help 1,000 people flip their lives through this community, and we would love for you to be a part of it. So once again, head over to fliplifestyle.com/flipyourlife and check out the membership community today.
All right, we're going to dive on into today's topic, which is email marketing and why you should use it. So we're going to start out with the question, what is email marketing? You may be new to online business and thinking, why do I want to get people's email addresses? Isn't email dead? A lot of people think that with the big push in social media right now, everyone's on Facebook or everyone's on Twitter or everyone's on Periscope, which, by the way, we are on Periscope.
All the time.
Follow us at FlippedLS.
But we don't make money on Periscope. Periscope's more for fun and for communicating with people. Email's where the money is.
But email marketing is a way to get in touch with people on your terms. So instead of waiting on a social media news feed to feature your post or having to pay to get your post in front of more people, which we also think is a viable marketing strategy, but we love email marketing because you can talk to your audience when you want to, how you want to, and you don't have to worry about a third party regulating that or trying to show what they want people to see.
And email marketing is very important because
unlike the social networks, some demographics are on this network, some are on that. Some people check in daily, some people check in weekly. Most people check their email. They have to check their email. They're getting emails from their friends. They're getting emails from work, and people are going to be in that inbox, and you have to be where they are to be able to communicate your message to them. Email marketing is something that you own. When you collect someone's email address, that becomes an asset for you and your business. And you own that email. You've got, you can download a spreadsheet with your thousands of emails or whatever. You can take it with you from service to service. That's not true on the social networks. If Facebook decides to shut your page down, you lose everybody that you had on that page, on your likes, everything. And we had just had some friends that this happened to last week, and it was not good. If Twitter decides that they don't like what you're posting on your newsfeed anymore, they can shut your account down, but nobody can take your email list from you once you have it. So it is the most powerful way to communicate with people because it is pretty much ubiquitous. That's one reason you should be using email marketing. And number two, it is one of the few assets online that you can totally control, take with you, and use however you see fit without anyone else interfering. So email marketing is going to be absolutely crucial for your success. You cannot make money online if you're not doing email marketing. And if you are not doing email marketing correctly, you are not going to make as much money online as you should be able to.
All right, so if you're new to online marketing, you may be thinking, how do I get started? How do I get people on an email list? And really, it's pretty simple. All you really need is a way to collect emails, and this is usually using a service. There are other ways to do this. I mean, you could even do it as simply as like a spreadsheet, which I don't recommend because you want some type of automation, but that is theoretically a way you could do it. You need the ability to broadcast emails, and again, this is usually through using a service.
And you got to use a service for this because the email that you use in your personal life probably throttles how many emails you're allowed to send and how many people you're allowed to send to at one time. So you can't just use your inbox and carbon copy or blind carbon copy, 500 people. You're going to have a service to do this.
And you also, in addition to having a way to collect people's emails, you also need a way to send them what's called an autoresponder. And an autoresponder is just a way to communicate with people in a series of emails. And usually people will have, at least 6 or 7 emails just to welcome them to the site, to give them some type of bonuses, to extend them an offer of some type for a paid product. And the possibilities are endless with an email autoresponder.
It's called an autoresponder because when they give you their email, it happens automatically. You're not going to sit and email every person that signs up for your email list 7 times, manually. You set these 7 emails up to deliver over, and you set timers like every 3 days they get the next email or something. And that way, every person that you get on your list is going to be communicated with when they sign up without you having to do anything. And then when you get them to a certain point, you can take over with your broadcasts and your offers and things like that to make money.
Okay, so what are the best email marketing services? There are several different companies out there that you can use. There are actually, I'd say, more than a handful. The 2 best companies for beginners are Aweber, which is what we have the most experience with and what we have used the most since starting out in 2012. And also MailChimp. MailChimp has a little less upfront cost, and their functionality is basically the same. We do prefer Aweber. We have used both in the past, and we just like the way that it works. We do caution you, as we always do, to not use free services because usually there's some kind of catch to that, and it's just better to invest in your business. If this is something that you plan to do long term, then you need to make the proper investments up front.
Aweber and MailChimp are very, very similar. MailChimp has a little bit more basic interface, and they do kind of suck people in because they say your first 500 emails are free. But like Jocelyn was just saying, they're going to severely limit what you can do with those emails during that time. And so even if you choose MailChimp over Aweber, you should definitely go with the paid program, even if you pick the lowest tier first,
to make sure you've unlocked all functionality. You cannot do online business for free. If anyone has ever told you that, I'm sorry, they're not telling the truth and they've misled you to try to get you to something else. But you cannot do this for free. Save the time, save the energy, and save the stress and headache by just paying for one of the plans. They're not that much. I think Aweber is like $19 a month or something like that starting out. MailChimp is probably very similar. Either service will work. We like Aweber better because their autoresponders are a little bit easier to set up. We liked their word program, that like their word processing stuff that you actually create the emails in. We like that a little bit better, but both will definitely get the job done. But don't go cheap here. Don't go free. Whatever you choose, Aweber or MailChimp, they will both let you collect emails. They will both let you broadcast to the people on your email list. They will both let you put opt-in forms on your website, and they will both let you set up autoresponders. But just make sure that you get the plans that allow you to do all that, and don't try to skimp here and go free. Okay, so if you don't have an email list or you're just setting all of this up, definitely go with Aweber or MailChimp. You can't really go wrong with either one of those, and we'll put links to those in today's show notes. But make sure that you don't pick what I'm about to talk about. If you're a little bit more advanced in the game, you've been using Aweber and MailChimp for a while. Let's say that you've collected somewhere between 10 and 15,000 emails, and you're really starting to get a lot of customers in. Your list is continuously growing, and you've got kind of your autoresponders, your basic ones set up. Everything's kind of rolling along, but you feel like you've hit a ceiling. You need to grow a little bit. You're going to need a more advanced solution for your email marketing. You're going to need something that's going to be able to manage your customers. You're going to need to do some automatic segmenting of your list. And what that means is like, take my football website, for example. I have offense coaches and defense coaches. So in my emails, I actually say one of the early emails is, do you coach offense or defense? And there's a link there. If they click offense, they get put on one segment. If they get defense, they click on another. And that way they're separated. When I send messages, the offense coaches aren't getting defensive playbooks and things like that. But that happens automatically in these more advanced customer management systems. There are two big ones on the market that we know of and that we have used. One is called Ontraport, and the other is called Infusionsoft. Now, these are a lot more expensive. You can get started with Aweber and MailChimp for less than $50 a month, basically, for anything you'd ever need. But Ontraport and Infusionsoft are going to cost a couple $100s a month minimum. They're going to take you a couple $1,000s probably to get set up correctly, because you're going to need some help doing that. But they're very powerful services to allow you to really take your marketing to the next level.
The key to using these systems is automation. The segmenting that Shane was talking about earlier, that is possible using some of these other solutions like Aweber or MailChimp, but it's going to be more manual.
Yeah, you have to go in and do it yourself, basically.
The CRM systems, you set them up one time at the beginning, and then they will do all this automation for you in the back end. It is very advanced. We have just recently switched to Infusionsoft, and it has been very interesting, but we are persevering. We're going to make it through.
And we've spent a lot of money to do that, too. That's another thing we really want to stress is a lot of people have asked me, well, why don't I just start with Infusionsoft? Because then I can do all that automation and segmenting. Well, number one, it's going to cost you a lot more money. Number two, if you don't have the foundation of understanding how Aweber and MailChimp work, you're not going to understand how to set up these segmenting campaigns in Ontraport and Infusionsoft, because if you can't see it all linear in a linear fashion, you haven't set all that up before. When you get in and start branching people off into different segments and different autoresponders, your mind is going to explode. Like Jocelyn said, we've spent thousands of dollars so far switching over, and we've spent a lot of hours setting up all of these automation campaigns. So what I would really recommend is that if you are just starting out with this, definitely go with Aweber or MailChimp. But if you've been in the game for over a year, if you've grown your email list somewhere around, anywhere between 5 and 15,000 people, and you're starting to really be able to look at some different segments in your target audience and being able to separate them and dividing them up and sending them to different products, you want to start looking at Ontraport and Infusionsoft. Now, the biggest difference between Ontraport and Infusionsoft that we found was in price and in how you set everything up. They both do the exact same thing. You can automate and segment all your list, and all the functionality exists in Ontraport and in Infusionsoft. For us, we started with Ontraport because it was a lot cheaper to get started. We got a great deal at this. We actually went to a live event and we met the Ontraport people, and they hooked us up with a great deal, and we joined Ontraport. We got in, but Ontraport is set up a lot more what would you say? Is it like text based, I guess? Like if then
it makes a lot of sense to me. It is probably a little bit more user friendly than Infusionsoft, in my opinion. But Infusionsoft does have the
graphical
visual
interface,
campaigns, and you can actually watch videos on this. I'm sure both of them have videos on their website to see kind of what we mean.
Ontraport goes in and basically you have text sentences where you say, if this, like if someone clicks this link, and then you literally put then they get put on this list, and you do it all text based. Everything is right there in sentences, in rows, kind of like you would code on a computer basically. But Infusionsoft has a graphical interface for setting all this up. Like you can, drag a little picture of an email, and then you connect it to a picture of a link, and like you can move it all around basically.
But the functionality is very similar. Yeah. There's also another up and coming software solution. It's called Active Campaign.
Yeah, it's kind of a middle ground, isn't it, between Infusionsoft and Ontraport?
Yeah, I think that the monthly cost is less than both. I'm not 100% sure about that, but it may be something to look into if you are looking into these solutions.
So basically, once you get to a more advanced point where your list and your size of your audience, if you've got probably around 10,000 emails, you need to be looking into Infusionsoft, Ontraport, Active Campaign. These are the tools that are going to allow you to start doing these if-then things.
Well, and that's also assuming that you're making a pretty good monthly income. I mean, you could have thousands of emails and not be making a whole lot of money. I hope not, because, that kind of defeats the purpose.
Something else is wrong if that's the case. Because if you've got that many emails, you should be making some cash.
But it's going to be a lot of money just to get it set up, the monthly fees, and not to mention there are add-ons too. Like we're using a special shopping cart because the Infusionsoft order forms are not mobile responsive, and that's something that's really important to me for the elementary librarian site. So I'm having to pay an extra $99 a month for a special shopping cart that integrates with Stripe. So these are all considerations that you need to keep in mind as you're switching over. Just make sure to ask the right questions.
And also too, like on price, like Aweber and MailChimp are going to start out at about $50 or less, right? Maybe $20 or less, whatever it starts at now. But like you're going to, as you get more emails, that's what you get charged for. When they put people on your list, they're going to charge you more money. So when you get to 5,000, they're going to raise your price. When you get to 10,000, you're going to raise your price. And that's why we kind of picked that $10,000 to $5,000 range, because once Aweber or MailChimp,
5 to 10,000
subscribers, not money, right? When you get that many email subscribers, it's going to cost you a couple $100 to $300 on those Aweber and MailChimps anyway. Now you can go look at the Ontraport, which is about $300 a month. Infusionsoft, by the time you do add-ons and everything, is going to be somewhere around $500 a month. That's going to cost you more money. It's going to cost, and like we had to hire people to set all this up for us because we are not experts in this field. So we were paying people thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
We've spent thousands of dollars getting everything set up correctly in Infusionsoft. And even Ontraport, we had to hire someone originally to switch us to Ontraport. That was a couple $1,000s. So these bigger solutions, don't even think about them if you're just starting out. But once you start paying a couple $100, $300 a month on Aweber or MailChimp, it's time to start looking at a more robust solution because it's going to make you more sales. If I take someone and I constantly blast my entire list with the same offer, if they're segmented into different groups, they're not going to want to see that. They're going to start unsubscribing. But if I can segment them out and I know these 300 people only want this product, then that's all I have to show to them, and everybody else can get offers that are related to them.
And I just want to throw in there, this is kind of relevant to the subscribers issue. You do pay for people who unsubscribe if they are still on your list. So in other words, you can't email them anymore, but the service providers do not delete them for you. They are still technically on your list until you go in and delete them. So just keep that in mind. For a long time on Aweber, I remember we were hovering around 10,000 subscribers, and that's a big price jump, or it was at the time. And so I was kind of very vigilant about going in there every day,
cleaning the list
and deleting the unsubscribes so we would not go over 10,000 because I didn't want that monthly cost to jump up so high. Now we're considerably over that, so I had to let that go eventually. But for a long time, I was very, very ninja. I would go in there and delete them like every day.
So basically, when you're starting out, you want to use Aweber or MailChimp. You want to grow your list. You want to get people off that unsubscribe. Fill that up, sell to that list in a very linear fashion. Your autoresponder should just be week to week, roll out. When people sign up, they get an email. Here it comes. It's consistent. It's linear. There's no segmenting necessarily unless you're doing it manually. but you're basically in there and you're just going to sell your list. Grow your business up to a point where now you're getting so many people on this email list that you want to start looking at these more advanced tools to really learn all of the information you can to tag people in Ontraport or Infusionsoft and segment them onto lists so you can give them different products. You can make more sales because your marketing messages become more fine-tuned to each customer that signs up for your list. And that's when your business is really going to explode. So to sum this episode up, if you're in your first year or two of business, if you've got less than 10,000 emails or you have no emails at all, you've not even started yet, you need to be on Aweber. That's the one we really tell everybody to use. We prefer Aweber. We've tried that and MailChimp. MailChimp is a good service too. If you prefer to use that, that's fine. But those are the services you should use in the beginning. And when you graduate up to where your list is getting a little more complicated, you're maybe getting a few more products, you need to be looking at something like Ontraport, Infusionsoft, or ActiveCampaign. But do not go to those at first, or you're probably going to have a lot of trouble setting it all up.
Okay, guys, that is about all the time that we have for this week. We hope that this episode helped you to decide which email marketing services will be best for you. Don't forget about our expert Q&A this week. We have another awesome expert schedule for you guys, and that is on Thursdays. Is that right? Yep, on Thursday. And remember that we'll be talking about email marketing all month, and that does include the Q&As with S&J. So tune in on Saturday where we will answer your questions about email marketing. Just a reminder to join us next week, next Tuesday, where we will continue our chat about email marketing with our best tips for building your email list fast. You don't want to miss that one. So be back with us next week on Tuesday. And before we go today, we are going to talk about our can't miss moments. And these are things that we may not have had the opportunity to do before we started our online business.
Okay, this is the first time we've recorded in a while. We batch a lot of these podcasts, 8 weeks at a time, something like that, just to get a little bit ahead so we can focus on some other parts of our business and make sure you guys are getting content rolling out on a consistent basis. But since we recorded last, we have become world travelers. Jocelyn and I actually just went to Asia, and one of the stops along that trip was in the Philippines. We went to Cebu City. We went to a live event there. It was Chris Tucker's Tropical Think Tank, and it was just amazing. I mean, just getting on an airplane, flying to the other side of the planet, and just seeing a different culture and getting an appreciation for, how some of the people in these developing countries live. Like, it was just something that we had never experienced before being from America, because there's so much abundance here. There's so much opportunity and freedom and things like that. And just to see what the Philippines was like, a developing nation where there was a lot of poverty, and it was sitting right next to these 5-star resorts, and just, we got to mastermind with all these incredibly, high-level marketers from around the world, like Lewis Howes and James Shremko and Darren Rouse, and just all these people, man. John Lee Dumas was there, and it was just an amazing experience, and we never would have had that. We couldn't have afforded it because we actually flew first class and all this good stuff, and then we just never would have even thought for any reason to go to Asia and experience something like that. So that was definitely my can't miss moment, was the Philippines. It was unreal.
Yeah, it was a great time. I mean, we just got to enjoy just the beauty of this beach there in the Philippines. I mean, I would probably have never gone there in my life had online business not taken me there. So it's just cool, the kind of experiences that we get to have now that we wouldn't have even thought of before
I would have never went to Asia. Would we have went to Asia for any given reason, really?
Probably not.
No.
So, yeah, I mean, it was just super cool. And now we are just so excited about the possibilities of going other places. We're just thinking about where else can we go and how else can we impact other people's lives.
And like, we've even been thinking too, like, next time we went, just me and Jocelyn went basically, but like, we're going to start bringing the kids with us. We really want to go to Australia. We want to take the kids there. We want to take them wherever we go from now on. So we're trying to figure out ways to make that happen. But another thing that it really woke me up to was when we got to Asia and we were there and we just looked around and we were like, are we really here? And it was just like the opportunities keep compounding the longer we stay in online business. And I see so many people drop out before they reach that tipping point where success happens, where good things happen. And they don't understand that once the ball is rolling, it picks up steam as it's going down the hill. And there's just this huge multiplier effect the longer you stay in the online game. And we're seeing that right now. I mean, we were getting opportunities like to quit our job, and we were getting opportunities to be able to take random trips to like Myrtle Beach with our kids. And then as we stayed in it longer, we flew to California to go to a big time event and with Pat Flynn and Chris Ducker, and meet all these amazing entrepreneurs and make friends. And then all of a sudden we, take our kids to Disney World. We probably couldn't have even afforded that trip when we used to be teachers. And now all of a sudden we're in Asia, and now we're looking at our schedule going, oh, when are we going to go to Europe? And when are we going to go to Australia? And it just multiplies and multiplies and multiplies. The harder you work and the longer you stay in it, the smarter you do this. So if you're out there and you're listening and you're thinking about giving up, don't. Because you might be at the tipping point where if you'll just keep going and you stay in it long enough, you're going to experience a ton of success. So don't give up. Keep going. It's going to happen. And when it does, it's almost like an unstoppable stone, like rolling down the hill.
And just keep in mind that you don't have to be somebody that maybe the rest of the world thinks is special or gifted or anything like that, because you are. Each one of us, we're individuals. And I mean, Shane and I were teachers. We're just normal people. I mean, we remember what it's like to be where you might be today. And it's just awesome that we now have these opportunities and we can do all these things that were just completely just unknown to us or
off the radar. For sure.
It's definitely. So don't be discouraged if maybe it's taken a little bit longer to get going than you thought, or if you're just not making as much progress as you hope to make. And remember that we're here to help you. And like our Flip Your Life community, we're here to answer questions for you. Follow us on Periscope. We get on there daily. We answer questions. And that's what we're here for. We want to help you. Our main goal is to help you get started and succeed in your online business.
So maybe you will get those opportunities too. Just keep at it. Keep going. Don't stop, because I can't imagine what would have happened if we had gave up at any point along this journey. I can't imagine what we'd be doing right now. And you just need to think about what you could be doing if you keep going. All right. So that's all the time we've got for this week. Tune in next week, guys. Can't wait to talk to you again. And until next time, get out there, take action, flip your life. We will see you soon.
Bye.